Okay, welcome back to episode 9, I believe. Or it may be 8. I've forgotten which one we're on. In this episode we'll finish off the floor, put up the walls, and start laying out, hopefully, the master bedroom. So last night I went and watched the Creator, the sci-fi movie with the AI and the robots, and that was so good. I am definitely getting the DVD when it comes out. So slight spoiler. Well, just a spoiler warning, because I will be talking about the movie in this episode as I work. So it's the nuclear explosion scene was LA, and over the past 60 years, AI has advanced from just small little robots to like actual mimicking human intelligence on a scale that people think it's real. Or that if you could easily be convinced that these things are alive. Robots have evolved as well from small, bulky robots that will help you with like chores around your house to actual like bipedal humanoid android like robots. You can also donate your likeness by being scanned, and they will make a robot with your face on it, and it will be basically like an exact copy of your personality, I guess. And then a nuke goes off in LA, and the United States blames it on AI and the robots, and so they ban all AI in the Western world, and they go to war against New Asia, which from the map that they showed in one scene kind of looked like or like the Philippines and Indonesia is, if you know kind of where that is. That's what it looked like New Asia was. I'm not sure if Korea was part of that or not, but New Asia is basically a sanctuary for AI, and so the West is going to war against all the AI, and they were trying to find someone called Nirmata, and Nirmata is basically the best AI coder and robot maker, and is rumored to have made a super weapon that will take out and destroy the West. And the West has this like orbital spaceship called what is it called? I'm not quite sure I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it can basically strike any target on Earth just by orbiting through high atmosphere to ground missiles that basically are equivalent to small nukes in payload from the looks of what it was shown on screen. And at the beginning, the main character is with his wife in one of these enemy bases in New Asia. And then all of a sudden they hear gunshots and they look out and it's the Americans. And he tells his wife to go upstairs and grab some things. And this is when they bring in a captured American. And when I say they, I mean the enemies, the New Asian army or whatever it was with the AI and the robots with them. They bring in a captured American and start interrogating him, and the main character basically tells him to bug off and leave him alone. And so they do, and he takes the guy's radio, and turns out he's like a secret agent or a spy or whatever, trying to infiltrate, and he's telling them to call it off because he's so close to something, and they don't. And he turned around and his wife is right behind him on the stairs, and she's like, "I thought you quit." And she basically just runs off, and she's pregnant with their child, and so he's trying to run off after her, but his buddies from the US military come and grab him and throw him on the helicopter spaceship type thingy, and as they're flying off, the orbital ship does a strike, and the shockwave hits the boat with his wife on it, and he believes she died. And so it goes on into the future a bit, 5 years or so later. And in the future, or in the 5 years after that, he's working with a company to kind of clear up the exclusion zone in LA where the nuke went off, and they're just trying to kind of clear that up and make sure it's okay to be livable again, but it's just a massive crater. And as they're clearing out all these cars, you can see the corpses of the people who were inside it, and this robot grabs onto them and keeps stammering something, and the main character, I keep calling him the main character because I completely forgot what he's called. He basically pulls the wire on the head of the robot, and basically shuts it off. And the lady who's with him helping out is freaking out because she thought the robot was alive, but it's just the artificial intelligence, the coding inside it that just makes them seem real. And he's it's not real. And she's freaked out by it, obviously. And so then he's at a pool, and well, before that, he's in like physical rehab, going into what looks like a CT scanner, and he has this doctor just asking him questions like, "Do you remember anything from that night?" And he's like, "No, of course I don't." And so she just keeps asking questions, and it's like a lie detector test as well. And she asks him, "Are the nightmares still occurring?" He's like, "No, they've stopped." And on the screen you can see the word false pop up. And then she asks him, "Well, do you remember anything that happened that night?" And he's like, "No." And it pops up as true. So after that, he's in like he's in the swimming pool, and he's missing an arm and a leg. So he has these robotic limbs they attach to him, and so then he like looks up, and there's like these military dudes who are just standing around him, and he's like, "I don't want anything to do with you guys." But they're like, "You're the best person we have. You know New Asia the best. You know like where everything is. Our guys don't know anything. We need your help." And he's like, "I'm already done." And then they show him like this hologram, and it's of his wife, and he's like, "That's not real, she's dead." They're like, "Actually, no, she's not. She's alive. She survived. We already checked, and this is real." And he's like, "Okay, I'll come join you." And as like as a thing to like get him to join, they're like, "If you can do this mission, we promise that we'll be able to get her out." And he's like, "Okay, that seems good." So he helps them on their little mission. And they go to New Asia, and they get dropped off at this secret facility that's covered up by a village, and they're like interrogating all the villagers and making the kids cry and stuff like that, trying to figure out where the entrance is. And this guy grabs this kid's dog and is like, "I'm gonna shoot this dog if you don't tell me where it is," which causes the kid to start crying. And the kid starts pointing to something, but they're not speaking English, so the guys are like, "Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. Show us where the opening is or your dog gets it." And the kid keeps pointing at something, and the main character is like, "Oh wait, she's pointing to this like shrine thing." So he walks over to it and starts messing around with it and moves one of the pieces, and a door opens in the floor, the ground, and it's a hatch. And so they're like, "Okay, we're in." And they walk into it, or they climb down into it, and they're tasked with finding the secret weapon and making sure they destroy it. Otherwise, if they don't, it will have the ability to just take out everything. Kind of messed up this roof a bit by accident. Whoops. Let's just fix that real quick. There, and there. Okay, there we go. So they climb down in, and they're like, everyone inside this facility is gonna be killed, because it's a secret mission, and they don't want any survivors telling their government or their military, hey, this is what's going on. We need to stop these guys. Well, that doesn't go quite to plan. They go through and kill a bunch of the scientists in there, but they get kind of held up at an area, and it needs facial recognition, and they just killed all these scientists there, and it's like, oh, we need a face to actually open this door, and the guy looks over at one of the scientists he just killed, and he's like, you know what, we actually have a face. And it kind of is implied that he does like a Hannibal Lecter thing, or just either that, or just cuts off the guy's face and uses it, or he may have just like moved the body over. I kind of like to imagine that he did like a Hannibal Lecter thing. Or like a Dwight from The Office with the CPR dummy. But after that, they eventually do find this secret weapon, which turns out to be like this kid, or the likeness of a kid put onto a robot. And the guy's like, he should have killed it, honestly, but of course he didn't, because if he did, then the movie would not be that long, and the kid is like the entire plot point of the movie. Excuse me. And then they're like running through, and the police are already onto them, and so they're just gunning down all these all of these ships, and so let's see. And as they're fleeing one of their helicopters, they're running away, and one of the robot cops, fires like a grenade or something into the ship, and it hits the back of one of the soldiers, and they're trying to get it off her, but it goes off anyway, and it takes down the entire craft, and so you can see it go down, and it just crashes into the field as the main character is watching, then he gets kind of stranded, and he's trying to get back to his men, and at the same time he has this like secret weapon that everyone's like looking for, both sides are looking for, so he's kind of stuck a bit. And I mean, I don't want to spoil the rest of it because it's such a good movie, but yeah, that's like the beginning 30 minutes of it, and it is really, really good. And then, let's see. So I won't spoil the rest of it. If you want to know how it ends, just go and watch the movie yourself, because it's so good. Okay, so as a little treat for like passing one of my big tests, recently I bought some Pokemon cards. And yes, I'm really, really big into Pokemon. And I know that's kind of nerdy, but I mean, I really like it. I've been collecting for just about 9 years, almost 10. So, it's just a hobby that I do, and I like doing it. It's fun, but I'm trying to fill out a complete Pokedex, which, if you don't know what that is, it's basically one of every Pokemon that's been released in a binder. That's what a complete Pokedex is. You can do like there's two forms of a Pokedex. There's the generational Pokedex, which you can do, which really isn't that hard to do. And that's like choose a generation, 1 through 9, or 1 through whatever generation is the current one. But the one I'm doing is the complete Pokedex, which, when recording this episode, the highest Pokemon number is 1,010. So a complete Pokedex is 1,010 different Pokemon. And so far, I have I don't know exactly how many out of 1,010 I have, but I am missing 59. So do the math, and that's just about 90-ish. Between 80 and 90% complete, which isn't that bad. I have a handful of, I have at least 2 base set Pokemon in the binder. I have a lot of different cards. You can see like all the different generations. Not just generations, all the different generational designs of cards. Because throughout the years, the cards obviously change design, change borders, just like entirely overhauled. Because if each generation they stayed the same, that would just not be that fun. So like, the difference between Gen 6 and Gen 7. Gen 6 had all their cards on the all their rarity designs on the right hand side, I believe. But in Generation 7 that changed to the left-hand side of the card. So that's just one of the changes, besides the entire change of like the actual card designs. But yeah. Those go there, and then I'm going to need here and here. There. Okay. So another thing I'm going to do with this roof is add a little, add another glass window, like right here. It won't do anything for lighting, it'll just, bring in some natural light to this space, because obviously it's dark. I do have everything on peaceful, but it's still, not everyone is going to, if I upload this map, play it on peaceful. Some people may actually try to do an actual survival of it, or I may hand this to one of my friends who runs a server and see if he wants to make a version of the server in a city setting, which I think he seemed kind of interested in doing already. So, in that case, I'll let him like have control over commands and stuff like that, so he can like change stuff the way he needs. But in that case, the lighting that area up will be we'll be able to hopefully stop any monsters from spawning. Sorry, I got a sneeze coming. Yep. Okay, so I've been collecting Pokemon cards for about 10 years. So like in the middle of Gen 6, I've watched the Indigo League. I'm rewatching it. There's a nice app called, I think it's like Poke TV or something like that, or Pokemon TV, where it has like all the anime or all the shows on it. I don't really know if you classify Pokemon as an anime. One of my coworkers watches some anime like Attack on Titan and stuff like that, and he's like trying to get me to watch it, but I keep joking with him like I do watch anime, I watch Pokemon, and he's like, that does not count. And so I don't really know if you categorize it as an anime or not, but I mean, I kind of do, because I do, at least, because it's, yeah. But, it's been a long road to, like, get that goal. I've actually had to change binders like 3 times because I didn't realize how big the amount of cards it would be. I had a 3-inch binder with all the cards in them and card sheets, but that got filled up, so I moved it to a 4-inch binder, and that is coming up on its last top runs already, and I just bought it like a month ago, so I may have to go for either a 5 or a 6-inch just to add a few extra ounces, or not ounces, a few extra bit of height. That way I can have expansion. But it's not just cards, like the 1010 Pokemon cards in that binder. It's also Black Star promos and data sheets. Like all the English American releases of card sets in order from base set. And I just use that from like the official Pokemon website, but that only goes back to a certain time, and so I used a third-party website. I don't remember which one that was, but I used that for the before for base set up to that point, and that did pretty well, pretty decently. So besides that, I also have like all the games, like the mainstream games, released in generation order. So it's like generation order, and also like it has the years and the device that it was released on, and it just has so much information on it, and I'm quite proud of the amount of work that I've put into it. You know what? Change this into change these into bricks. Okay. Do the same thing on this side. So yeah, like making these videos, as a kid I thought it would be fun to like be a really, really famous YouTuber, but honestly that side of it has been gone for a long time now. Now it's more or less just like feeling it would be fun to actually have a channel, just to like upload stuff. So that's why I'm kind of doing this. You know what? Do that. There. Okay. Sorry, I was kind of quiet there. I was like concentrating on what kind of design I want for this window here. I think I'll just do panes. That looks fairly, it's off center, but that's kind of okay. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna fix that. I had it off center pretty badly. Do that, and just do that. Okay, break that. There. Okay. There we go. That looks decent, I guess. Make sure it's like actually center, which it is. Let's go with oak logs. There we go. That kind of breaks it up against the chimney a little bit, but not so much with the with all the wood and stuff around here. But that's okay. So I'd say I'm gonna call this episode here. And then episode 10, it will be finish off this side of the wall here and add in the master bedroom, or the 2 extra bedrooms, and then put like an observatory somewhere, or I may just call it there too and call this done on the building itself. But for now, that'll be the end of this video. Don't know why that keeps popping up, but that's okay. For now, this will be the end of this video, and I will see you guys later. Bye.